Hey folks, it's Steve from M4LED. Another quick video on factory LEDs that are giving you disco lights, failing, flashing along those lines. These are two very common fixtures as OEM. They're known as a 62940. This is an early version, this is a late version. They both have the same part number, 62940. So previously, if you searched with keywords on our website, this one would come up. Now I have been getting pictures of this one from customers. A little later model, still has the same problems, still doesn't really have large electronics to protect it. What we use in this one, this dish, this is original dish, is held in by two screws. And those two screws are removed. This is relief on the back is loosened up in order to get the wires out. And then we have this larger plate that goes in there and feed the wires through, and it goes in with the same two screws that came out of the other one. Much better light. If you look at these closely, they have a lot of circuitry, aluminum PC boards, so they last a long time. The newer version, this won't fit because there's nowhere to go. This housing is completely plastic, and it's got this odd shape to it. So what we have found is that another LED, which we made for a command electronic fixture, actually works well in there, about the same size. A couple less LEDs, but the LEDs are brighter per. You can notice the size difference on these 5630 LEDs. This one is originally made for a fixture like this, where it clips into the sides on the octagonal flat surfaces. There's a smaller version. This one actually has clips on the inside and the outside, so you can run a smaller one or a larger one. But so now on this one, we're going to use this one. All we're going to do to make it fit is we're going to take the side center wires and we're going to back them out. And then we're going to take those center wires, lay them to the side, use that as the screw hole now to hold it in place, and these will go through the same holes in the fixture here on the side. So let's go ahead and do that to this one. These appear to be like a warm white color. I'm going to take off the mounting screw in the middle. We're going to keep that. Let me put this where we can see it. We're going to take off or loosen the wire support on the back. Since this is, I'm just going to take, I'm going to move it to the side like that, it looks like. And that module will come straight out because the plate actually holds the module to the case too, as well as the LED. Now there is going to be some thermal paste on here, that's fine. Go ahead and take that out. And it's nice to see this one's actually aluminum PCB. The components are still very small, protective wise, but at least it has aluminum on it, where the previous one did not. So I'm going to set that aside. And we're going to run these wires through the back. Doesn't matter which one. Our board is actually non-polarity as well, so it doesn't matter which way you have it hooked up. You just kind of want those wires so they're not right in front of an LED, so you can rotate it to where it's most comfortable putting it in there, away from the large capacitor. And we'll go right about there. Line up the holes there and drop it back into the fixture. And take the original mounting screw, go through the front, into the back. Oh, I missed it. I'm kind of peeking down the side to get that screw lined up into the screw hole that goes into the back of the fixture. This is a number 2 Phillips. By the way, the other older style fixture uses a number 1 Phillips for the board retainers and number 2 on the back. So all we want to do is get this down just so it's snug. Again, we want to get the wires so they're not in front of the LEDs. And we'll get the wires need to go to the outside of the retainer. And they're just keep the wires from getting pulled around. Screw would help. And there you go. Good to go, no more disco lights. Cover goes back on the same. You notice that the body on these original ones was a nice metal, and at some point they went to a plastic body. And also the lens on these used to be glass, and they went to kind of a plastic lens. So not the most wonderful changes, but it'll work and it'll last a long time this way. Okay, just to show you the difference on the two lights and the two different modules. This is an original module, has not turned into a disco light yet. And it's a nice bright white. It is warm white. We do also offer our modules in a natural white or a cool white if you're looking to change or brighten up some areas. So go right in the same way. And this is with the replacement module. And same feel, maybe a little bit warmer. So if you are replacing them, I do recommend that you replace them in visual areas together. So if you have 2 or 3 out, group them together and replace those 3 in one area, or just swipe through and do all of them, because eventually they'll all have issues. Hope that helps. M4LED.com.